It's like asking somebody on a date. It always confused me. Go ask them. They'd be like, no. What if she says no? I'm like, well, then just keep not dating her. I go into a weight room with college football teams, college baseball teams, schools NFL teams I'm working with. They don't ever go in the weight room and go, so what's the promise if I work out really hard in this weight room that I'm going to play better on the field? What's my guarantee? Because it's ridiculous. But I'll come into a business and I'll say, hey, we have to invest in leadership. You got to invest in culture. You got to go build this. Or, hey, you really got to work. And they'd be like, well, before we invest, like, what's the guarantee to payoff? And when will it show up? Can I track it every quarter? And the point is, what in life is guaranteed that when you pour the effort in, you're guaranteed is going to give you exactly what you want? Even working out is not guaranteed when it's going to show up. It's just what? If you work out and you eat right, and then you wake up 2, 3, 4, 5 years from now, what? At some point, all that work is going to pay off. But when it comes to getting in shape, when do we check our results? In 12 months, 24 months, 36 months? No, when do we check our results? We check our results in a week. We literally eat a salad, then get on a scale to see if we've lost weight. And if the results don't show what? Steady incremental improvement, what do? Tap out. So the first thing is hard work with no guarantee. That's the request you're making. Appreciate that request. Appreciate you're asking people to make the harder choice now for a delayed payoff that has no guarantee. You start demanding and judging people for the difficulty of that choice, you're going to lose them. It's tough. That's a big one. That has way more to do with emotions than it does with rationality. Why else do people not even try to be elite? Why else do people not go that direction? Who is that? They're not comfortable. Which is fascinating to me because they're already not comfortable. I find that people who don't go all the way up there, look, if you're sitting on the mountain of average and you have not a single complaint in your life and you are happy, do you. It's all good. But do you find that most people sitting right there on that spot don't complain, don't blame other people, and they're super happy with everything they got? No. So they're complaining about where they are, and so they're not really that comfortable, but then they think about and they're not comfortable there. And here's the harder part. This breaks my heart, but it's true. If you're sitting in the middle, you're only comfortable for how long? Like an indefinite period of time before what? Like eventually life in the world does what to that scale? Moves it that way, and somebody who thought they were fine and safe and comfortable finds themselves what? Super uncomfortable. And I get real with this, you guys. There's a whole lot of people who think their marriage is fine. Then they have 2 kids, 3 kids, a job change, a move, and they hit some financial troubles. And they realize all that stuff that they drifted into autopilot in their marriage, they've been stuck in an average marriage. And that marriage went from, hey, we're fine. We don't have to work on this. It's kind of awkward to have these conversations. And they wake up 10 years later and they're like, oh, shoot, I'm in a bad place. And it's too late to recover because I hear from these people. And what got them wasn't the comfort of the moment. It was not recognizing it wasn't going to stay there forever. And it didn't get on the downslope. A couple more. Again, we could go for 3 more hours on this. Why else do people not even try to go that direction?
Scary.
There's a few other really big ones. Scary? Scary. What's scary?
They're scared too.
Oh, they're scared. What are they scared of? Why are we afraid of failure?
It's hard.
It's so interesting to me why we're afraid of failure. Because we were taught that it was bad. And there's some real dynamics that exist here. First, appreciate this. If you're afraid of failing and you're not at the top, you already don't have it. Like, you're already failing if you're not up there. So what are we afraid of? It's like asking somebody on a date. It always confused me. Go ask them. They'd be like, no. What if she says no? I'm like, well, then just keep not dating her. You know what I'm saying? Like, you are exceptional at not going on a date with her, right? But if you go, and those of you who've been in this experience before, most people, like, and some of you might be there now, some of you might have to look back in your past. If you are, and I'll just use my example. If you're at the bar and you're with your boys, right, and you go ask somebody on a date, and that person shuts you down, when you walk back to your boys, are they going, hey, really good attempt, man. I'm super proud of you for that one. Good try. Let's go find another one. Hey, let's go. Stay in the game. Is that what they do? No. You go ask somebody. And by the way, I say the same thing when I get in front of like a girls' basketball team. I'm like, somebody goes out and then, like some dude just shuts you down, or your girl's going, hey, no, that's cool, that's fine. No. What do? If they're your friends, what do? They clown you. If they're not your friends, they clown you even harder. So we're not afraid of the failing because we already didn't have it. I already wasn't that leader. I already didn't make that money. I already wasn't in shape. I already didn't have that date. But what? One, now I know I don't have it. And two, people saw that I tried and that I wasn't able. So what are we actually afraid of? We're afraid of the embarrassment, the scrutiny, the criticism, and then the rejection we associate that with. So to protect ourselves, what do? We convince ourselves mentally and emotionally that what's a better option? Not even trying, because then I can say I didn't really want it. And nobody sees it. And what I'm saying is, like, at least be self-aware that you're doing that and let go of the dream. Let it go. Like, it's cool. Be happy with where you are. Be happy not being on that date. Be happy being with yourself. But eventually, you're going to want to try to go get something. And so we're going to have to face that. And it is scary, right? So we got to figure out, it's not that people can't achieve it. It's not that people don't do it. But they can't get over the fear. So if you want to be more competitive, where is your competitive opportunity? What do you need to help people with? Not tasks. You need to help them get over the what? Fear. Because that's the thing that's stopping most of your competitors. Now, we're not just afraid of failure. I just gave it away. What else are we afraid of? I underestimated this, you guys. Full disclosure. A huge miss on my part was underestimating over the last 5, 6, 7 years how deeply afraid people are of the fact that it actually would work and that they could do it. Because why? If they did it once, they'd have to do it what? Again. And they'd have to do it again. And they'd have to do it again. And as they did it again, now everybody around them would have an expectation. And they'd be held to a higher. And living that way sounds really... And so what people do is they choose a version of themselves, not that's the best, but they choose a version of themselves they think they can keep up for a while. And they're afraid. They know they could get up there. They just don't want to have to work that hard to stay up there. And when they're up there, they don't want to set that expectation, so everybody pushes them on that. Because I'm going to go back. It sounds what? Exhausting. We're picking a life that we think we can endure rather than a life that is the best version of ourselves. Totally underestimated that. So, secret that is right in front of us. Most people do not get to exceptional, whether they're improving as a leader, improving as a person, or whatever standard you would look for on this, right? The objective scale competitively, or the subjective scale best version of you. Most people don't get to the top end of this scale, not because it's so hard, not because they can't, but because why? They don't get up there because they never really... That's why 99% of people don't get up there. It's actually way easier to get up on that end of the scale than we think. Way easier. Easy? No. Easier than our mind tells us. Okay? Thanks for watching this video. Remember to subscribe and click the bell for notifications so you don't ever miss a post.